Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpack mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Thoughtful Thursdays on Mindful Chatting. And this is where we slow our breath in the middle of the week. This is the space where we get honest, we get reflective, and we talk about the things we don't always have the language for. So let's go ahead, grab your comfort drink, pull your blanket up around your shoulders, and let yourself sink in a little deeper into your body right now. Today, we're talking about something that so many of us do quietly, automatically, and often without realizing it. Self-abandonment, and how attachment trauma teaches us to leave ourselves first. This one hits hard. It hits in places we hide, and it hits in the places we learned to disappear. So we're going to take this slowly, but we're going to do it together. So what is self-abandonment and what does it actually feel like? But before we define it clinically, let's name it emotionally. Self-abandonment looks like silencing your needs to keep the peace, ignoring your intuition so someone else won't be upset, or minimizing your feelings because they feel inconvenient, abandoning your boundaries to make sure someone stays or feels okay, apologizing for things you didn't do, over-explaining your worth, or outsourcing your self-worth to someone else's reaction. Self-abandonment is not just losing yourself in relationships. It's leaving yourself internally, emotionally, psychologically, before anyone else has the chance to. It's this preemptive rejection, and it comes for trauma, not weakness. I want to tell you about something that's genuinely helped me keep my practice organized because I'm all about systems that actually work for you. I use an app called Spruce Health, and honestly, it's been a lifesaver. It lets me text and call clients securely, keep everything HIPAA compliant, and actually separates my work phone from, my life. And if you're a therapist or in private practice and you're juggling calls, messages, and reminders, all of it, Spruce just makes it easier. It keeps everything in one place, it's clean, it's simple, and it makes boundaries so much easier to maintain. If you've been feeling the administrative chaos, definitely check out Spruce. I'll drop the link in the show notes so you can see the exact setup I use. Here's the truth that most adults don't realize about self-abandonment. Self-abandonment is a survival strategy, and it's learned in childhood. Kids don't say, my needs aren't being met. They say, my needs are the problem. If you grew up with caregivers who were maybe unpredictable, emotionally unstable, maybe just physically unavailable, or angry when you expressed your needs, or only loving when you performed correctly, your nervous system learned one rule: I must abandon myself to stay connected. So you learned to anticipate their moods, regulate their emotions, silence your own, shapeshift to stay safe, and make yourself small to avoid conflict. And the heartbreaking part, your body still believes this is what love is required to do. So this is how self-abandonment shows up in adult relationships. I want to make this painfully clear. Self-abandonment isn't a behavior problem. It's an attachment wound reenacting itself. So it's going to look like choosing harmony over honesty. So you'd rather feel discomfort privately than risk disappointing someone else. You'd rather go in your bedroom, cry by yourself, than fight or confront a conflict with your partner because it might upset them. It might be reading the room before you actually read what's going on inside yourself. Your nervous system scans for threats faster than it scans for your own needs. You're going to see the vibe of the room before you even know your own vibe. It could be betraying yourself to keep someone else comfortable, even if they didn't ask you to. So this could be violating your own internal boundaries with yourself, doing the things that you said you would never do, maybe just to have someone feel comfortable or to even feel like they might stay in the relationship. This could be taking accountability for other people's emotions. So you become the emotional regulator you were actually trained to be. You tend to be in relationships where people are dysregulated. And so you come in and you make everyone feel better because you've been doing it your whole life. Or you're leaving yourself during a conflict, so you may shut down, freeze, fold, or even fawn. It's not that you lose your identity. It's that your body still believes your identity is dangerous to connect to. Because if I connect with my needs, I may be asking for something that may upset them, and then I may be abused, or I may be abandoned or rejected. So it's just easier to ignore and reject my own needs than to feel someone doing that to me. Here's a quick note for my clinicians listening. If you're looking for a charting and practice management system that doesn't make you want to scream, well, guess what? I use TherapyNotes. It's clean, reliable, HIPAA compliant, and honestly saves me hours every week. You can try it with my link in the show notes. So why do we keep believing ourselves even when we know better? You can't understand self-abandonment logically, and you still struggle to stop doing it. Why? Well, the nervous system responds faster than our awareness. You leaving yourself before you even notice you've left. And we fear disconnection, and that still drives our behavior because losing yourself feels safer than losing someone else. And that emotional safety is still actually being outsourced. If someone else holds the emotional weather of your relationship, you adapt to survive it. And you don't fully trust your inner voice yet, or your intuition, or how you feel. And trauma tells you your needs are burdens to other people. So the body remembers what the mind tries to unlearn. Your survival patterns were built long before you had language to identify it. And this is why self-abandonment isn't fixed by just communicating more or setting boundaries or just trusting yourself. It's fixed by relearning safety within yourself. It's learning consistency and regulation with your own nervous system instead of letting others do that for you. For any clinicians tuning in, if insurance billing is the part of your practice that drains your soul, Headway will be your best friend. They get you credentialed, send you referrals, manage your billing, submit your claims, all the stuff none of us went to grad school for. It's free to join, and honestly, it's been a huge support for therapists who want to take insurance without drowning in the administration part. My link is in the show notes if you want to check it out. So let's talk about healing. Healing self-abandonment is not dramatic. It's not loud. It's not a declaration. It's actually a series of tiny little choices that tell your nervous system that you're not leaving you anymore. And here's what that looks like. It looks like honesty. So saying the quiet thing out loud, even if your voice is shaking, you're saying to yourself, I'm violating myself. I'm violating a boundary. I don't feel supported, or I'm not listening to me. And then a lot of this is pausing before reacting, because we're going to react. Our nervous system is going to jump and do things to heal, or quote heal, or relieve it, instead of asking, what do I feel? What do I need right now? Before accommodating someone else or something. Staying with that discomfort. I know this sounds weird because your nervous system is like, danger, we have to fix this. But I actually want you to stay with it. I want you to not rush into fixing and smoothing and soothing. Either that's with you or with somebody else. I want you to sit with it for a second, because we can't change something we don't understand. And then we have to sit with the most uncomfortable thing of all, which is allowing others to be disappointed without collapsing under that weight. Their feeling is not yours. Their feeling is not your responsibility. Their feeling is not your failure. And their feeling does not mean that you did something wrong. And then we're choosing ourselves, even in the smallest ways. So even if that means setting a 5-minute boundary of counts, I'm counting 5 minutes, or I'm setting a boundary for 5 minutes. Every time you choose yourself, you're teaching your nervous system that love does not require my disappearance. I can still be a part of this without having to disappear to make others happy or self-soothed in some way. If today's episode touched something in you, I want you to sit with this truth. You did not choose self-abandonment. It was chosen for you by an environment that made your needs feel unsafe. But now you get to choose differently. You get to stay with yourself, stay inside your body, stay present in your truth, even when it feels really uncomfortable and really unfamiliar. I'm going to see you next Thursday for our Another Thoughtful Thursday series. But until then, I just want you to stay with this discomfort. Just stay with yourself a little longer. And as always, be gentle with your mind. One more thing before you go, and this helps me personally, staying present and grounded, which we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into disconnection. Me too. It's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really anyone's brain, focus, relax, or sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools or ADHD-friendly resources, I'll keep a list of my favorite links in every episode.